Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks for dropping by. I got to tell you, over the last 72 hours, I've had one of the most disgusting conversations with an American expat and one of the most rewarding discussions with an American expat that I've had in a long, long time. And you know what? We're going to talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay. Two different expats, two different locations, two different days. One infuriating, one absolutely astounding as far as I'm concerned. It won't be any groundbreaking moments here, but it is one of those things that makes life good, I think. Number two, hey, look, if you enjoy the information that we put out there, please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up. It'd certainly be appreciated. Okay, so a little less than 72 hours ago, I had dinner at Tequila Reef, and I'm sitting outside, and a guy sits down beside me. He's an expat. He's an American. He's about my age. I don't know this guy, and he doesn't know me. Or he never mentioned anything about my blog or anything else. But he wants to chit chat, and so I'm saying, okay, fine. So he tells me a little bit about, his life in the Philippines. Apparently, he has a Filipina partner. They're not married. Okay, she has a teenage daughter, and they've been a partnership for many years, I guess, or several years, or whatever. And he considers the daughter family. But he readily admits to me he can't stay with them because of their lifestyle. Their lifestyle is too primitive for him, too not clean enough, not organized enough. You can sense the frustration. Well, okay, fine. Some people can't adapt to the Philippine culture. It's understandable. It's not. It's something that just takes certain individuals. All right, not everybody can. Now, to make a long story short, with this guy, he starts talking as we talk about my history and his history. He is well educated, multiple degrees, well traveled, financially pretty solvent, I would think. We didn't talk about finances. And I told him about my history and everything. And so he starts talking about, oh, well, when my daughter, he calls her his daughter, but it's not his biological daughter. When my daughter grows up, she's going to be a neurosurgeon. And I said, wow, for a 16-year-old girl or even a guy to sit there and already know that they want to enter into that type of a lifestyle, that's really something else. And he says, well, it's not really that. It's just that that's what she's going to be. I am pushing her in that direction. I am setting it up so that she's going to go to the right school, to do the right thing, to major in the right this, and then to get into medical school, and then to go do a residency in neurosurgery. So I said to him, I said, you do realize that neurosurgery residency, all right, now I haven't looked in this in years and years and years, but it's the second longest residency you can do. It is short only by cardiothoracic surgery, but when you specialize or subspecialize in that neurosurgical position, you can actually end up in a residency program that's actually longer. They're called fellowships. Anyways, I said, that takes a lot of wherewithal. And he says to me, he says, that's what she's going to be. She's going to be my legacy. And I said to him, I said, what about what she wants? Does she want to be a neurosurgeon? Does she even want to go to medical school? Does she want to be a doctor? And he goes, well, no, not really. I mean, it's not that she has no idea what she wants. She's, TikTok, karaoke, dancing, but I'm moving her into the right direction, into the things that she needs to do. Now, I have a daughter, and I did it very differently with my daughter. My daughter, I let her choose the direction she wanted to go, and I supported it no matter what that direction was. Not that I have anything against, I'm very proud of my daughter, and I'm very proud of the direction she's going. But I didn't force it upon her, number one. I didn't force her to go a different direction that I thought would be better for her. And I explained to him, I said, well, but don't you think that she would rather grow up being what she wants to be, what she has a passion to do? I've always told my daughter, whatever it is that you want to do, that's what you're going to try and pursue. And I'll support you 100% with that. And in turn, you'll become very good at what you love to do. And that'll make you successful. His attitude was, no, this is the direction she's going to have to go. And I tried to talk to him about, well, what about her choice? What about this? What about that? Blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, if that's the direction she chooses to go, even with your guidance, that's great. And he goes, well, I just want to keep her close, what about a university here? And what about this and that? And I said, I think going to college, sometimes we forget how great college experience is for children. They're on their own. To allow them to go to college and become a part of the sororities and fraternities and the social groups and building relationships and everything that goes along with expanding their social skills, their ability to interface with people from different places and different socioeconomic bounds. That's a big learning experience that will benefit her. No, I don't care about that. I don't want her to do any of that. I just want her to focus on getting a degree in this and then going to medical school. It was a very infuriating conversation for me. But I'm not one to it's not my place to tell him what to do with his children. Certainly, I would never do that. He asked me for my opinion. I told him what my experience was and how it worked and how happy I was with that experience with my daughter, and I went on my way. This morning, I'm having breakfast up at the rooftop here at Candy Palace. I'm the only person up there. It's first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock. But there's another couple up there, a guy my age, and he's with a young lady, which we often see, older men with young ladies having breakfast. But it's very unique. You can tell she's not Filipino or Filipina, but she has that darker complexion. She has a little bit of an Asian look, and that's not uncommon either. We know Filipinas that are mixed heritage, so you don't know what to say or think or do. You don't want to mistake something. But I could tell from the conversation, they were enjoying this conversation, and they were having a very good rapport, and they were laughing and joking, and there was none of this clingy, creepy old expat stuff. Well, the guy ends up, and I noticed one more thing that struck me strange. I said, you know something? This is a Westernized girl. She's eating toast with jelly. She's not eating rice. She's not having tocino for breakfast. She's having some toast with jelly. That's a Westernized girl. I wonder. Well, he turns and he sees me and he says, "Oh, Mike and Arlen." And I said, "Oh yeah, you recognize from the blog." He says, "Oh yeah." It turns out he lives right here in Candy. I've never met him before. It also turns out it's his daughter, and she is on spring break, and he has flown her to the Philippines. And I had a great conversation. She's an engineering student in Kansas, all right? And she's smart, articulate, and you can tell he is an incredibly supportive father. And they talk about all the different things. And I got to tell you, the difference between Thursday night's dinner and Monday morning's breakfast is astounding. I think there's not a lesson to be learned here. All right. I can't say that Thursday night's dinner is doing anything better for his child than Monday mornings. But I can tell you, it reminded me of when my daughter visits, when I fly my daughter out, when she was in college, and well, she still is really, technically. The conversations that we had, the laughing, the joking, the this, the that, all of those different things. And I was like, oh, God, I still got 4 more months to go before my daughter comes to visit in between semesters. Okay. She graduated from undergraduate school this year. She took the half of the year to take some extra classes while she was waiting on her vet school applications, and she got into vet school. She starts the last week of July, so she'll be here the first week of June. So anyways, we had this great conversation, and you could tell that this father and daughter, and it turns out the daughter is not Filipina. She's partially Thai. Her mother was Thai, apparently, his ex. Sweet, nice, beautiful daughter, beautiful conversation, already articulate, intelligent. She's an engineering student. I think I may have said that already. I would venture to say she's probably, at least a junior, if not a senior. Okay? It was just a whole great deal. What a tremendous breakfast. What a tremendous contrast. It made me feel good about saying what I said Thursday night, of allowing that child to pursue what they wanted to pursue. That's really what it boils down to. It's a feel-good moment. Sometimes there just aren't enough feel-good moments. And then secondarily to that, it reminded me of my daughter, and that's an even feel-better moment. So to whoever this gentleman is that I've never met, he actually lives here. I hope I see him again. Thank you so much for a wonderful breakfast. I hope you and your daughter have a wonderful vacation. We wish you well. We wish everybody well. Have a great day.